And it's taken us 10 years to get
But we have,
But we're there.
yeah, we have a lot of kids in school now. Okay,
We
anyway,
do.
that's-
So, but
that's
so
my-
you're
That's my concern. I would like to see this money go towards teachers.
And it cannot. This carryover one-time funding source cannot go for teachers.
Unless we redesignate how capital funds.
This one-time funding
I get
source
the one-time
cannot.
money, I get it.
we could redesignate,
We
but
could
this,
redesignate.
but this money, this
I hear what you're
particular
saying.
batch of money, is
Right.
not ongoing. And so,
Right, I get it,
yeah.
but there is an ongoing funding capital.
Michael.
So my concern was also financial. The first I heard about this was in an article in the newspaper. And I didn't even see the article. People were calling me, asking me, how did we choose a school? Where were we getting the funding for that kind of, that amount of money when we had just raised taxes? So a lot of those questions have been answered, and I brought a handout, if you pass that down, through emails and stuff. But my bigger concern was always, and I mentioned this in early on when I was trying to get information on this and felt that it wasn't forthcoming. I filed a complaint with the auditor's office because I felt the district was out of compliance. And when I went and looked at the law, it says that a school within a school district, with the approval of the local school board, may submit an application to the State Board of Education to participate in the program. So I just felt that we, should follow the law, and that the administration should have come to the school board, as the law stated, before submitting the application, which didn't happen. But I hear you say that we could ratify that tonight.
Well, Michael, because I do not have the ability, and none of us does, to go back in time, this is all we can do to address the concern that you have lodged, is to go back and ratify the decision if we choose to move forward with this.
I'm not disputing that.
Right, and we could spend a lot of time talking about interpretations of the law versus the board rule. My contention would be that if you have a real problem with this, you ought to go complain to the State Board of Education that wrote the rule that we were following and that they were following when they came to us. That's where your real concern is about the law.
I don't agree. I talked to the sponsors of the bill. I mean, the state office wouldn't even be involved in this until you did the first step, which was, to get approval before the application was submitted. So I understand that we're not going to go back in time, but as a board member representing people in my community, I do want to say that, we should comply to the law. And in the future, when it says to go to the board before submitting an application, I'd like the administration to do that.
I just don't think we can do anything about that right now. And I mean, I know that Mr. Robson sent you an email that describes some of the details of the way in which this could be interpreted. I don't see the point of going over it now. The point now is, do we want to allow this to go forward, or do we not?